What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the match reaction. Carabao Cup semi-final yet again, another loss. Obviously coming up against City, they're the dons of this competition right now. But I'm not gonna lie. The way we've been playing recently, I thought I was excited. I was confident going into it, and I really did think that we would stand a chance. But even with City's downfalls or problems right now with, players testing positive for COVID and stuff, even now, they still dominate, they still boss us. I feel like our players just completely bottled it. I wouldn't say they didn't try, because they did try, but not good enough. Not good enough at all. This is a team, yet another semi-final, and this team still underperform, still can't get the job done, still come out as the losers and don't progress. Like, you cannot lose these semi-finals every so often and, one after the other. That's pretty much what it is. And when are we going to get through that? And I'm not going to blame Ollie for tactics here. Like, the team looked alright, looked like a good team. Yeah, there was a few changes that I possibly wouldn't have done. De Gea seems to be playing well. We've got Dean Henderson, who will be playing against Watford on Saturday in the FA Cup. Why change that? Why not let David De Gea play? I do like Dean Henderson, and I think he's really good. But I just think with Maguire and Lindelof in front of him, I just don't feel safe enough. David De Gea has a lot of experience in a Manchester derby, and maybe he just could have continued his good form, and maybe it would have been different. Now, in fairness, Dean Henderson made a few good saves, and he looked good. So there's nothing he did wrong that, it's not his fault. But I just feel like the changes in the team, within the team, like Eric Bailey, I would have liked to see him play, but he's basically always injured, so I understand resting him. I'm annoyed that Donny van de Beek didn't play again, and then he's brought on in the last 4 minutes. Like, what is he going to do then? We're losing 2-0 already. Why are you bringing Donny van de Beek on now? Should be bringing him on way earlier. Should be. I feel sorry for him. I love Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I'm totally Ollie in. But bringing Donny van de Beek on for that amount of time was ridiculous, when there was players on that pitch who were shit, let's face it, absolute dog shit at times. So Manchester United had 11 shots, 2 on target. Manchester City had 12 shots and 4 on target. 2 of those were goals. First one, John Stones, who never scores, and it was a stupid goal. Free kick given away, and it was put in. And once again, our defence just did not do their jobs properly. They did not defend well enough. That should never have gone in. It wasn't a good goal. It was just a stupid goal. And as I've said all season long, we concede stupid goals. I wouldn't mind if they were absolute worldies and unstoppable goals, shots from outside the box, like Fernandinho's. Not that it was an absolute worldie, but it was a good shot and it went on target. And unfortunately, Dean Henderson just couldn't get to it. It shocked everyone. But those are the types of goals that you don't mind conceding, because they're good goals. At least, there's not much you can do about it. But the first goal, I'm getting angry now, I can hear it in my voice. The first goal was stupid. John Stones basically hits it over the line with his body. I don't even know if he actually got a foot to it. He just bobbled it in, and no one really tight enough on him. Shouldn't be happening. This should not be happening. We have so many problems at Manchester United in that defence. I felt the last few games with Eric Bailey, I felt so secure. Yeah, at times he's a headless chicken and he's just wild, running into players, and his tackles, and he worries me, but he excites me. And although I feel worried that he might get a red card or do something reckless or handball it, I still feel more secure with him than with Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof. Now, Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof weren't too bad today at all. I think Harry Maguire actually had a really, really good game. Loads of blocks, defensively very good, blocks everywhere. Lindelof probably not as good as Maguire today, but it was just that goal. And who should have been on him? Shaw? I don't know. I can't really picture it right now, but it was just stupid. They should have been closer to him. And Manchester United, when we're defending set pieces, that's our massive weakness, our massive downfall. We just cannot seem to defend set pieces. I think Fernandinho's goal comes from something like that. They're all up in there, and the ball is cleared away by Wan-Bissaka, and it's just headed straight to the direction of Fernandinho, who hasn't scored in 2 years, and a legend for City, I'll say, because he is always good. He hasn't been playing much, obviously he's getting older now, but he was always in my fantasy team, because he was so cheap and he was just a quality player. He still has something, and the fact that he was just there on the edge of the box, no one really around him, no one catching on to him soon enough, and there we go, 2-0. There's no coming back from that. I thought we might scrape one back, at 1-0 and fight, because that's what Manchester United do. We seem to pick it up a little bit when we concede, and then battle in the last few minutes, and that's what we did, of course, but we just didn't score. Bruno Fernandes, I feel sorry for him because we rely so heavily on him, and we just look for him for any bit of magic that he can stir up, and he can't do it every time. He can't do it every game. And yeah, like, the thing that annoys me the most is Man City didn't have that many good attacks, and when they did, we blocked them and we defended well enough. But then, of course, John Stones, who I don't even know how many goals he has for Man City, not very many at all. And then Fernandinho, who basically came out of retirement to play for them tonight. Like, how can you let those guys score? How? And then we have like Martial, who just pissed me off today. We know Martial has a bit of skill about him and he's good, but a lot of the time I was just frustrated with him. Shoot, do something, move it quickly, stop hanging on to it for too long, stop trying to get through 5 players. Like, it's very, I don't know, some of our players are just so selfish. And there was a chance in early on in the first half, I think, and Rashford wanted it, and I was kind of like, you can see he's angry wanting the ball, and I think Scott McTominay took a shot or something, and you could see Rashford frustrated, but he does that all the time when he has the ball, all the time. There were so many opportunities for Rashford to actually get one back or even score first, and squandered. And don't get me wrong, I love Marcus Rashford, but sometimes it's just very hard to watch. Like, we were on such a good little run, and then we go and ruin it all. Another semi-final loss, and it had to be at home against City, which is just awful. It's very frustrating, really, really frustrating. Possession wise, they obviously had way more possession, passes off the park a lot of the time. Yellow cards, 2 each. It wasn't the most entertaining of games, but I really feel like Manchester United just let us down today, bottled it. And yeah, I'm annoyed at the fact that Donny van de Beek came on for the last few minutes. I feel he can change the game. He has what it takes to change the game. Should have taken off McTominay sooner, should have taken off Fred sooner. And just the two of them, Scott can have really good games, but a lot of the time not good enough. Likewise with Fred, and there's chances sometimes that Fred could have a pop. Like, I feel like we hang on to the ball for so long. You see other teams take shots. They take shots for outside the box. They do things. Manchester United are like trying to be like prime Barcelona, tiki-taka and in the box, and they just can't do it. Like, well, I don't know why they continue to try. Bruno Fernandes, out of frustration, you can see he's shooting from anywhere, and I want him to do that because we know what he can do. Pogba didn't really do much today. Yeah, there was a few good few passes and all, but like, there's times when he needs to get the ball. You are required to run top speed, and I just feel like he doesn't run. I just feel like he he does his little jog. Like, what are you doing? Like, it's just very frustrating. I feel like I'm probably very angry. That's the problem with reacting so quickly after the game. I've not even looked at any replays or anything, and I'm just fuming. I'm sure there was a lot of good in the game and things to look at. You know, Dean Henderson had a few good saves, but I'm just fuming. Like, how many times are we going to lose semi-finals? And yeah, we play Watford on Saturday, and honestly that's going to be a dodgy team, because we would hope to be resting some of our players, but Watford are a decent team. Yes, they're in the Championship, but they're doing alright. They have good players. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't show up for them, and you know, obviously we're going to rest players. I know that there will be other players that will need to step up, and hopefully they will fight to get into the starting team. Like today's starting team, just not good enough. I'm annoyed. I'm really annoyed. I'm probably getting more annoyed the more I talk about it. But yeah, so Manchester City will face Spurs in the final. I think it's in April. Which would have been perfect. Would have been so good to qualify for the final. And qualify for the final, get through to the final, and play Spurs, because I really think we could have done it against them. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see with Pep and all his experience in winning that, or his final experience, and then Mourinho, who has won it more than any manager. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts on that game. I wore this jersey today because I thought it would bring us a bit of luck, because we won it wearing this jersey, I think, a few years back. But yeah, wasn't to be. Let me know your thoughts on the match. Let me know your thoughts on the starting lineup. Who stood out, who was absolute dog shit. For me, I think we rely so heavily on Bruno, and I feel sorry for him at times. And again, Donny van de Beek, it's just very unfortunate. But as Ali said in his press conference, we will see more of him next season. So I just feel like that's for when Pogba leaves, and yeah, hopefully that'll just be done so we can look at the future, because I'm sick of being in this limbo situation where we know he's going, and we're trying to be like, oh yeah, come on, you know, Spurman, but really I feel so deflated with that whole situation. Yes, he's playing well, but it's kind of convenient because obviously the move is coming. I just want to get past that, and I want to watch and support our players who are playing here and going to be here and want to be here for the foreseeable. So yeah, I just hope that we can see more of Donny van de Beek over the next few months, and fingers crossed we do. So I'm going to leave it at that, guys. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe, drop a like on the video if you are depressed like me, because that was absolute crap. And yeah, I'll see you for the next one. I'll be doing a video on the weekend, or maybe before, depends on if there's any news. But yeah, for Watford, I might even do a watch along. We'll see what the story is. Anyway, guys, I will chat to you then. Have a good evening.